Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is Joanna, the Medium channel, and I'm Joanna. I am your medium and also an intuitive coach. These are going to be your general messages for September 2017. Few things before we go into your reading. First and foremost, thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who have been my loyal viewers, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you so much for purchasing your private sessions. I can't thank you enough. And I do what I do because I love helping all of you. So thank you so much. For those of you who are new, I hope that you find what you like here. Perhaps you were guided by a fluke to come to this channel, and hopefully the messages that you hear will resonate with you on some level. Because these messages are general, they will not resonate with all of you. And sometimes they will not resonate with you at all. Sometimes certain parts will resonate with you, and sometimes the whole message will resonate with you. And from my experience over the last almost 2 years of doing these videos, what I'm getting from you is that they're substantially turn out to be quite personal for you, and I love hearing that. But if you want a private session, of course, that information is down below for you. And for those of you who are getting back to me and asking me questions pertaining to the general message readings, I cannot get back to you and I cannot answer your questions because these are general. So it's impossible for me to tune in to every single individual. And even if someone does connect with me and ask me a question about a video or message in a video, it's impossible for me to get that information. Also, for information or for videos that are long term, you can of course go to my Vimeo On Demand page, where I have videos from July until the end of this year posted. That information is also down below for you. Also, on Monday, September the 4th, on my radio show, I will be interviewed by my beautiful friend Stephanie. She was on the show previously, and she's going to throw questions my way. I have no idea what they are. This is a complete surprise for me as far as what the content of her questions are. So stay tuned. This is going to be an exciting show because I have absolutely nothing as far as prep time. It's just going to be what it's going to be. So tune in. And for those of you who can't tune in, that show will be posted. I will post it on this channel, so it will be available for you to listen down the road. The information on the show, if you want to listen to it live, is also down below. And if you want to book a private session, there is a icon that will appear to you right there at the top, or there's information regarding my booking or the way to book appointments. Also, that information is down below for you. And you can see the name at the bottom of the screen, joannathemedium.com. You can go into my website or to my website and contact me from there. And last but not least, I am expanding, I am changing. Spirit is pushing me in a new direction, a more expanded direction. So over the next few months, you will see a lot of changes to my site, a lot of changes to the way I work, huge additions that will benefit you. So over the next few weeks, I will post a video on what those changes will be. And it's exciting for me because it's going to be offering a lot more services for you. So stay tuned. And I think that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for liking, sharing, for subscribing. I hope you like these videos, and let's go on and start your reading for September. Stay tuned. Hello, beautiful Capricorns. This is going to be your reading for the month of September. I have 4 different cards from 4 different decks. A bit of a change in the way I do things again as I evolve fairly regularly. So will my readings. So I hope you like this. When I was connecting with your energy and I was asking what is in store for you for the month of September, I kept hearing the words change. I also, for some reason, I have no connection to this, but I heard opal. So stone opal. I don't know what the properties of opal are. So if you are into stones, if you are into crystals, maybe look up the properties of opal and notice if the properties somehow benefit your current situation. You may wear the stone on as a piece of jewelry, or you may simply have it and feel it with your finger, have it in your pocket, preferably somewhere on your body would be most beneficial. I also hear the word creativity, so I actually don't know if opal is does help with creativity, but opal came in, so I'm going to present that to you. And for those of you who know your stones and your crystals, you will know right away. And if you want to drop me a line of what that means down below, that would actually be wonderful. I also heard and saw that you are beginning a brand new emotional journey, and I saw this as an image of you being on a boat and paddling, which tells me that you are working towards something. You are not just staying status quo. You're not being passive about this. You are working towards something that will eventually take you to your destination. The working to me signifies healing. So you are on a path to emotional healing. I also heard that the path that you are currently on, or that you are embarking on, is a satisfying one. So which is a lot better than the alternative. So the fact that they said it's an emotional journey and it's a satisfying one was a nice thing for me to hear. Then I took a card, or I shuffled cards, and the first card came up as a theme for you for the month of September is the Three of Swords in reverse. This card in upright position, it says emotional loss. In reverse, this signifies that you are in a process or will be getting over an emotional loss, a breakup, releasing yourself from an emotional pain, releasing yourself from a partnership or a relationship that has done a number on you, and that is the words that are coming. So if you have, and this pertains to your past, so if you have had a tumultuous breakup or a relationship that has done a number on you, this could have been many years ago, or it could have been fairly recently, you are finally starting to see the effects of you letting go or disconnecting from the emotional attachment to that relationship. This could be work related, yes, but I feel it, for most of you, it has to do with a partnership or love relationship, a romantic relationship or friendship, but something that meant a lot to you. I also hear the word deceive. Some of you may have been deceived or have felt deceived. Some of you maybe have deceived someone. That's not how I'm getting it for the most part. But if there is a deception of some sort on in your past, it seems that you are going to finally leave that part of you, and emotionally you will slowly start to detach yourself, which can also signify the brand new emotional journey, because letting go of something signifies you are moving on to something different. There was something else that they were saying to me. Okay, whatever the attachment you have had or you currently have has affected you in your relationships, predominantly when it comes to spouse, significant other, marriage, common law, romantic relationship. And what I'm being shown is that you're choosing to no longer let your behavior get the best of you, and whatever the behavior is seems to have had a negative impact on your relationship. So we all have different behaviors, and we all have many behaviors that we exhibit that don't serve us in a positive way. Whatever that is for you, whether it's jealousy, and if that there was deceit in the past, that may happen, whether it's jealousy, whether it's anything that is exhibited through a behavior that ends up costing a relationship or damaging a relationship, you are choosing to no longer be that. Now, I'm not saying that your relationship was caused by you, but I am saying that you have contributed somehow to a relationship that went sideways. So nothing ever happens, nothing is ever one-sided, because we relate to people, and based on how we relate, we will, behave a certain way. So bottom line is, you are releasing yourself from your past breakup or an emotional loss of some sort. For some of you, this loss has to do with losing someone to the other side, certainly losing someone to somebody else, which would be a breakup. So for very small percentage of you, this will be letting go of someone who is no longer on this dimension, let's put it that way. And for some of you, you may have lost a mother, and that loss, thank you, may have happened long time ago, but may have been holding on to it emotionally, and in a way it would have affected your relationship. So for those of you who this makes sense, you will understand. And the example I'm being given here is, some of you may have experienced a loss of a parent at a very young age, and you may have felt abandoned. So the loss might have been because the person died, or the person left, or whatever happened. And because of that feeling of abandonment, you may have exhibited a behavior that was damaging to your relationship. So for some of you, that is what that is. It's not for all of you, but you are letting go of something that no longer serves you. So the next card you have is from the deck called Wisdom of the Oracle. That's what I was guided to take. And this particular card talks about, well, the card is called Time to Go, but it is shown in reverse. So in reverse, or in a protection message, as this particular author calls it, what it's saying here is that although you are leaving something behind, for some of you, something is not finished yet. And even though you are moving forward and you are releasing yourself emotionally, I feel like some of you are not finished with a situation that transpired a while ago. I am seeing the month of July, and I'm also seeing the month of August 2017. So you may have had a situation in a recent past where you have let go of something has let go of you, and just when you thought you're done, I feel it's going to come around again. It's almost like when you think you're done, it comes around again and knocks on your door, so to speak, and says, hey, I'm back. So this could be, for some of you, a relationship where it's no longer, and then somebody decides to come back. The message I'm getting from this is, one of the messages is, you need to stand your ground. So for some of you, it's almost like it's going to come back in order to test your resolve. So if you have been in a relationship that didn't serve you and you decided to part ways, you may see someone come back and say, I'm here, do you want to try again? And I feel like you need to learn from this particular experience. So that's not going to be a lot of you. That's going to be some of you, certainly not all of you. The next message you have is from a completely different deck, because yet again, they asked me to use the different deck. And it's the deck called Ganesha. I love this deck. And the card is called Reflection. So this is all about reflecting back at what was. This card also talks about perception of self. So if you are someone who is very judgmental, very critical of yourself, which also often translates being critical of others, it's time to release judgments of yourself and release any negative, what's the word I'm looking for? Labels you have about yourself. And as we do this, we become lighter, and not only do we have more acceptance of ourselves, we also then become much more accepting of others. So this card also talks about being guided by your inner wisdom, by inner guidance. I'm looking at the card here, and just different things, I pick up different colors. There's a lot of vibrant violet or amethyst color, which is all about the higher chakra, the seventh chakra. That's all about the connection to spirit. It's all about intuition, higher aspect of ourselves, higher vibration. There's a lot of yellow around this Ganesha's head, which talks about illumination, which is illumination of the mind, illumination of the thoughts, but also creativity. So this card is talking about letting go of the old and outdated perceptions of you. And it is also letting go of old ways of looking at the world and looking at others and perceiving others a certain way. And, excuse me, when we let go of judgments, we then operate from higher wisdom. And with higher wisdom comes the understanding that everybody has their own path. And although we may not agree with what others' path is, or how they're on their path, the wisdom gives us the perspective that just because we don't believe in what others are doing, or we don't agree with what others are doing, it is their path nonetheless. So we might as well refrain from judging it. And the bigger message with this card is the self-criticism and the self-judgment. From working with people over the many, many years, and including myself, I know from experience that when we are very critical of ourselves, when we are very judgmental of ourselves, we 9 times out of 10 become very judgmental and critical of others. So that, doesn't help matters, because you get the picture, right? So this is very much about being much more self-aware, much more in tune, and recognizing your own gifts, your own ability, and your own uniqueness and your own beauty, and at the same time recognizing other people's unique abilities and their own unique beauty. Why is this coming about? Because, good question, it allows you to release old perceptions of yourself, which then allows you to release old perceptions of the world. This allows you then to have new perception, and with new perception, a whole world will open up to you. A whole new world will open up to you. So when we have certain judgments, the way it's being shown to me, when we have certain judgments, and I'm going somewhere with this, when we have certain judgments, we see things a certain way. When we see things in this tunnel, we cannot see things outside of the tunnel, right? So when we remove those judgments, all of a sudden we have all this other view, all these other possibilities available to us that before we were not able to perceive. So what's happening here is, when we release judgments, we allow ourselves to have more opportunities, not come our way necessarily, but to recognize some opportunities that with our former judgments we may not have had the opportunity to recognize, if that makes any sense. So this is all about opening yourself up to greater possibilities, greater probabilities, greater options and opportunities by letting go of outdated labels that we put on ourselves, and also that we put on those outside of us. And I have a feeling that for those of you who are looking for love, this is going to open up it'll open up different doors for you. So if we're only trained to see this way, we will only recognize certain things. But all of a sudden, if we let go of that training or that conditioning, all these other doors become visible to us. So I feel like the world is preparing you for more opportunities. This is also connecting to work for some of you. If you have certain perceptions of yourself, you are pegging yourself in a certain corner, which which will keep you in that corner and will not allow you to see other things. So I hope you get this message. It might feel a little bit confusing, but that is what's coming to me. The next card you have, which is what I said, what do people from Capricorn sign need to know? The card of strength came up. Yet another deck. Yes, I know. So you see the lion here, and there is a person sitting on a throne. There is a lot of red and gold and richness. The lion is obviously a sign of strength. There is a light here in his head, so his strength is illuminated, meaning it's not brute force, it is inner strength. And as I look at all the different cards and as I looked at all the different messages, I see that in the month of September, there is an opportunity for you to have a brand new emotional start to a brand new emotional journey. And 3 is a number of expansion. So emotionally, you are ready to expand and perhaps go beyond that which you have normally been used to. So don't be surprised if over the next few weeks and few months you start dipping your toes in the water. And what that means to me is allowing yourself to experience some situations that previously you may not have had interest in, or you haven't thought of before. This could be relationships, this could be work, but because there is a lot of emotions here, this is an emotional journey, I feel like you will be trying different things and different circumstances, and these different circumstances will make you feel certain emotions, and you're going to gauge what you like and what you don't like. So this is a lot about learning. And when we let go of pain, I'm going to put this card again, when we let go of pain, when we let go of loss and restrictions, we absolutely open up ourselves to much more, because pain and restrictions and sorrow blocks us from receiving. That's just the way it is. That's pain, sorrow, restrictions, emotional attachments to negative feelings or heavy feelings have a very low vibration. And if we're looking to experience more love, more abundance, more clarity, that's very high vibration. So dropping the chains, so to speak, or letting go of the old that doesn't serve you, particularly in relationships, you are energetically opening up yourself to something greater, bigger, and different than what you have known before. This is all process of allowing, I'm being asked to say. When you allow yourself to feel more, the universe will provide more to you. And sometimes we don't allow ourselves to feel certain things because we feel that we don't deserve, we can't have it, we were told we can't have it, we're to this, we're to that, whatever it is that we believe about ourselves. So letting go of old ideas, old perceptions, old concepts of who you think you are is very much at the forefront of the next little while. I hope that makes sense. The number 5 is shown to me. That's number of changes. Change is good. We change all the time. But I feel like the month of September and the next following few weeks and few months is going to be charged with opportunities for you to change. First, it's going to be internally, and then the change is going to be apparent to you very externally. I also feel there are people coming forward, meaning there is an opportunity for you to meet brand new people. This could be situations as far as relationships for those of you who are looking. This could be new friendships, and these also could be new work partnerships and new work relationships. So there are opportunities being presented to you down the road. I see this. I see number 8, which is also strength to me. 8 is abundance, and this is very much a ripe opportunity for you to use your imagination in order to create your reality. And always remember, when we imagine and the image in our imagination creates an emotion, the longer you create that emotion or you hold that emotion, the more the universe will give us things to match that emotion. So it is the emotion that creates the outside circumstances. So I think that's all I have. All of a sudden I just saw number 15, 1-5. Don't know what that means. Hopefully it means something to you. It could be 15 years, the 15th of something, 15 years ago when you were 15, something about number 15 for some of you. Hopefully this makes sense. And have faith and trust. I was just shown to a symbol that I just basically tells me, have faith and trust that all good things come who those who wait, but also those who trust in the process. So some of you may not know where you're going, but nonetheless trust the process, because the universe knows exactly where you're going. And almost look at the unknown as a surprise party. You know something great is happening, but you don't know what it is. So there's a bit of that healthy anticipation. I hope this makes sense. I wish you a wonderful month of September. If this does make sense to you, please drop me a line below. I always read my comments, as you know. And this message is general. I always say this, so it will not apply to everybody, but bits and pieces may apply to you. Not everything may apply to you, but bits and pieces may apply to you. And of course, if you would like a private session with me, that information is down below. I would be honored to do so. I look forward to seeing you soon, and have yourself a wonderful September. Take care.